Let's say your Kubernetes pod says they are running, it's all green, but still the users are getting 500 error. What can be the reason? Whenever we try to deploy in Kubernetes, what we usually see is the actual running status. But that's not all. Even though your pod is in running status, it's not actually responding to the request. So how to know that your service is actually running and it is catering the request that it is getting? For that, we have to talk about Kubernetes probes. Let's see what are these. So first of all, why do we need probes? Without probes, Kubernetes only knows if your container process is running or not. It does not know if your app is deadlocked, crashing, or stuck loading data. With the probes, Kubernetes understands the actual state of your application. It can automatically restart the app and route the traffic only to the pods which are ready. If you have deployed anything in Kubernetes yet, you must have seen that it goes through various stages. First of all, it tries for the pod initializing, then it goes for container creating stage, and then it goes to the running state. At the same time, you will see status 0 out of 1, and when it is actually running, it shows 1 out of 1 running. So what is the probe sequence? The first one is startup. The startup probe decides if the application is finished initializing. So if you have any initial process to check the ENVs, to check the certificates, and then to start the server, that's where startup probe comes in, and it will identify whether the initializing is done or not. The second one is liveness. This will determine whether your application is alive and healthy. And the third one is readiness. So whenever a service tries to reach out to a pod to transfer the request, it will check whether the pod is in ready condition or not. Even though the pod might not be ready internally, the service may transfer the request because it sees that it shows 1 out of 1 ready state, and then it will not get the response, which we do not want for our end user. So for that, we will use the readiness probe. Now, what is startup probe? Let's say there is a process running and it takes some time at the beginning. It checks the certificates, environments, and other things, and then it goes through the starting process. So, initially, when the user will try to reach out to the pod, it might not get the appropriate response. So, for that, we have startup probe. While the startup probe is running, all other probes are disabled, which means only after a successful startup, you will see the liveness and readiness probe. Now, the outcome of this is if this probe fails, then the Kubernetes will know that pod is not initializing correctly. So it will kill the container and restart the pod immediately. Once this one succeeds, it will never run again for the life of container. And whenever a new pod will come up, it will again try the startup probe. Let's see a sample startup probe configuration. This one is the pod deployment file. Here we have the API version and the pod name. Then we have the container name, and inside container, we have the keyword startup probe. So for this particular container, the probe has the path /health/startup. This is the path that is customized by the developer so that it can get appropriate response while checking whether the startup is done or not. You can decide the port and the failure threshold. So failure thresholds are basically the number of times Kubernetes will try to reach out to this particular endpoint in order to get a successful response. Once it gets the response, it will move ahead and say that startup probe has passed. And in between each try, it will wait for 10 seconds. So this app gets 300 seconds to start before Kubernetes gives up. And if the startup probe fails after the last failure threshold, like after 30 times, then the Kubernetes will kill the container and restart a new one. Now the liveness probe. This probe determines if the container needs to be restarted. This will run on a continuous basis after the startup probe succeeds. It catches the deadlock if the app is stuck and cannot recover itself. Liveness probe fails, and Kubernetes brings up a fresh instance. For example, if the pod is trying to get a response from a particular function or a thread, in that case, your process is already stuck, and when you will try for the liveness probe, it might not respond. Due to this, your pod should not receive further traffic, and that's how liveness probe will kill the pod and it will bring up a new one. Let's see the configuration. You have a keyword for liveness probe, and the path is defined. Then a port is defined, then initial delay seconds. So once the startup probe succeeds, it will wait for 3 more seconds, then a period seconds of 5. Then after every 5 seconds, it will try to to check the liveness of this pod. Then a timeout second. Seconds basically mean that it will wait for 2 seconds for the response. Then this failure threshold. This means if the liveness probe fails for 3 times in a row, then it will be considered as the probe fails and the Kubernetes will try to restart the container. Now the third one is Readiness Probe. This one determines if the app is ready to receive the user's traffic. It will run continuously throughout the lifespan of the pod and check if downstream databases or caches are available. If it fails, Kubernetes remove the pod's IP from the service endpoint and it does not restart the pod. The pod will just temporarily hidden from the user. Let's see the readiness probe configuration. This is a interesting way to define the readiness. Let's say you have a file and you are maintaining the content of the file in such a way that if the file does not exist or if there is an issue, then you will delete the file, else it will be ready. So in this example, we have the file and the command called cat tmp ready. So if this command succeeds, which means the probe is succeeding. If this command fails, for example, the file is deleted due to any reason or any issue, then we will say the probe is failing. Initial delay seconds 5. So after the container actually started and it is ready to receive the traffic, it will wait for 5 seconds to check the readiness probe. Next one is period seconds. Between each try, it will wait for 5 seconds to check the readiness probe, and success threshold is 1. So you can even say that if it succeeds once, I will say the readiness probe passes. As I mentioned, that this is an interesting example because you can use exec for running a command, you can use TCP socket for checking it, or the HTTP GET that we have defined in the previous probes. Now let's do the hands-on exercise on how you can implement probes in Kubernetes. Okay, so this is our deployment file. Everything remains same. If you have not seen how we have created the deployment file, you can check out to another video. I will post it in the I button. Now here we have added the liveness probe, readiness probe, and startup probe. Let's check the first one, the startup probe. So basically it will be going to the endpoint slash health Z, and the port is 3000, failure threshold 30. So it will try 30 times and period second is 10. So basically in between each try, it will wait for 10 seconds. The second one is this liveness probe. Here we have the initial delay of 15 seconds and the period seconds are 10, which means between each try, it will wait for 10 seconds. And then we have the readiness probe with the similar parameters. Now to utilize all these 3 probes in our Node.js app, we will make certain changes. What are those changes? First of all, we need to expose the health Z endpoint where the Kubernetes will try to make the GET request, and based on the response, it will decide whether the probe is passed or failed. Now, because our Node.js app is not heavy and it starts very quickly, I had to define some criteria based on time that the startup probes and other things can fail initially and then it will pass and the pod can accept the traffic. Similarly, in the readiness probe, we have defined the elapsed time. If it is less than 60 seconds, then do not allow it. Else, it can allow and send the response okay. So we had to define these 2 endpoints. Now let's build the app and deploy. I will go inside my Node app, and then we will do the Docker build image with this one. Let's check the Docker images. Right, so it says we have the 2.0. Now I will go to the Kubernetes folder and apply the files. ls cd kubernetes. So we have the 4 YAML files, kubectl apply -f dot. So this should implement all the 4 YAML files. I will check the service first. Okay, we have a pod, but the readiness is not there. Status is running. kubectl logs -f. And when we check the logs, we can see that the server is listening, but the startup is failing because of the time that we have set. And if you see the condition right now of the pod, it will say 0 out of 1 is ready. Although the status here is running and the age is 42 seconds, which is less than the time we have set. So this means the status is failing. Now, if we do a kubectl describe pod, with the pod name. Initially, it says startup probe failed for 15 seconds. It must have tried for 5 times over 55 seconds. But now let's check the status. It says it's 1 out of 1 in running condition. So what does that say? This defines that if we have a slow starting container, we can set the startup probe in such a way that it will take its time, and whenever the pod is ready, then only it will serve the traffic. Now we will see how we can reach out to this container from localhost. Since we are using a node port service, we should be able to reach out from localhost to the node port. I can see the port is 30085, so let me check that in the browser. Okay, so in the browser, if I try with the localhost port 30085, I can see that I can reach out to the container. This we have already tested in the previous videos. You can check it out. Now let's just summarize the whole thing. So Startup Pro, this will help a slow app time to boot and it will not kill it premature. Second one is liveness. It will check for serious failures and restart the container if needed. Readiness probe. It will monitor temporary issues and pauses the incoming traffic if the pod is not ready. Bottom line is you need both liveness and readiness probe for a robust Kubernetes application. Thank you for watching the video. Hope you have learned something new. If you find this video helpful, please press the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you. See you soon.